Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is healing from the trauma that we have absorbed from our mothers through the womb. So here I have a tomato where this part looks like a belly button. So the moment I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's totally a belly button. So we're doing a bit more healing on that since a lot of trauma is stored in the womb and it gets passed down from mother to child. But before we continue, I would like to announce that I have scheduled the first virtual women's fire ceremony for March 22nd at 1:30 p.m. It's going to be 3 hours long. And for the gentlemen, there will be a ceremony, an equivalent coming up in April. And then as of May, they will be mixed ceremonies. But I was guided to actually start with the women's womb healing and just healing the toxic feminine for the beginning part of these online ceremonies, right? So the price, the early bird special will be $15 until the day before. So until March 21st, 1 minute before midnight. And the moment it turns to March 22nd, the day of the ceremony, it will be $20, sorry, $20 for last minute people. And it will be limited to 20 participants. There's the number 20 again. Simply to keep it a relatively small group, to keep it manageable on Zoom, since we will be doing that via Zoom. And I feel that this kind of ceremony needs to be a small enough and intimate enough group that, there's still enough personal contact. So I look very much forward to it, and I hope to see many of you there. And now let's get back to the ceremony. I forgot to explain this part, and actually that I will also be using, so this kind of bowl with a candle inside, I will be using for the women's ceremony as well, because the inside of this bowl looks like a lotus flower and is orange, which makes it so perfect. So I will be using that. And the tomato won't last until then. So I thought it's perfect to actually do a ceremony that's related to that topic, yet still different, because anyone who's alive on this planet was born by their mother, right? So we have all absorbed trauma through our mother's womb, right? By being fed through the umbilical cord, which is basically like through the belly button, more or less, right? So anyhow, let's get started. I'll try to keep this one relatively short, since I have done similar topics before, and we will have a live one for the women. But again, as I said, this is for everyone who was clearly carried to term in their mother's womb, and even if born prematurely. Sorry, I just got distracted here. This we actually don't need. I just wanted to quickly mention that in the ceremonies towards the end, well, pretty much at the end, we will pass a flame around our auric field to put a seal of protection with the fire, so a fire shield around our energy field. So you can simply use a flat tin as I did here. You can also like double them up as I usually do for the smudging. Here I actually have 3, so 2 inside the larger one. So that's totally up to you, but this is the simplest and easiest way. And for putting out the center candle, if you cannot let it burn down safely or you don't feel comfortable, then you can snuff it out and then relight it again when you have time to let it finish burning down, because it needs to be finished burning down. And you can simply hold it over the flame as I just did here, and very quickly the flame goes out. However, I'm not so concerned with these, like the element candle and this one. It's mainly the center candle that needs to be snuffed out, and otherwise it needs to be allowed to burn down completely. Basically snuffing it out is like pausing the healing, whereas if you blow it out, you're stopping it, which means it's incomplete and it won't be really completed when you relight it. It's done. So yeah, I just want to kind of mention that, since I already had this candle here and the candle snuffer, so I figured I might as well quickly explain that. Okay, anyhow, let's get back. So, oh, and I actually do feel guided to use the reversal crank today. And that is something that I found in a park about maybe 2 years ago at this point. It just had the perfect shape, and the moment I saw it, and I actually patched it up because the dogs had chewed on it, but it had the perfect shape of a crank. So that has been my reversal crank to reverse damage. Okay, so for anyone who wants to join any of the ceremonies, especially the next 2, well, the first 2, there's a good chance that we might be using a reversal crank to reverse the damage that was done, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. Anything works. If you have an old-fashioned coffee mill or a bread slicer, the old-fashioned way that has a crank, if you have a music box that has a crank, if you have an old-fashioned pencil sharpener, there are lots of things that have cranks. The only thing is, you would have to actually use the opposite direction of how it would normally be moved. So if you can't do that, then it wouldn't quite work in the ceremony, because reversing it means turning it the other way, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay, I think that's all the explanations we need up front here. Trying to think. I'm trying to keep it a little bit smaller too. Sometimes with like the 2 tables, it gets a little crowded, but this is good. All right, let's get started. Let's smudge and get this done. Please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies, and take away anything dark, low vibrational, and unhealed, and transmute it into pure divine essence and return it to the universe for reintegration, and help us fully and completely reconnect to our own inner divinity, as well as that all around us, and through that help us be in oneness with all of creation. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Now it's actually quite smoky, so let me get a lid. I'll actually just put this one on. Should be okay. It doesn't cover it 100%, but eventually it should go out. I hope. If not, that's okay. All right. Dear divine higher power of the universe, our higher selves, and our entire divine spirit team of the light, including the 4 directions and the 4 elements, Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. Let us take a moment to give thanks and express our gratitude for all the blessings in our lives. I had a really good, positive, upbeat, joyful day today. And I also want to give thanks for finding this tomato today. So thank you for the guidance and the little push to actually do this kind of healing tonight. And just breaking a little bit out of my rut today by having, the beginning part of the day a little bit different from how I usually start my days or most days. So that was really neat. I took the subway earlier and actually I was daydreaming and missed my stop and then had to rush back. But oddly enough, that didn't really bother me. It was just like, oh dear. So it was also a great way to show me that I have really come quite far on my healing journey as well. I'm sure many of you can relate that before we went into the dark night of our soul, many of us were quite positive, quite optimistic, and happy-go-lucky kind of people. Maybe bubbly, whatever the exact personality details might have been, but definitely a lot more positive. And some people went into this place of darkness even before the pandemic and some during, right? But for many of us, it has been a long stretch, right? So coming out of it and having things look lighter and brighter again feels really, really, really good. So I want to give thanks for that. And if you're still on your way, please take a moment to look back and see the progress from your lowest point until now, right? So sometimes we need to do that just to remind ourselves that yes, we are indeed making progress. All right, with that being said, I ask our divine team to help us very, very strongly in our healing from anything we have absorbed through our mother's womb, to bring light into this place of darkness and into the darkness, into the trauma that we have absorbed through the belly button, through the umbilical cord as a fetus, that we have absorbed. I feel like I need to actually eat this. And look, this is an heirloom tomato. So it's a little bit a different color from the regular red tomatoes, which I really love these slightly different colored tomatoes. They had yellow ones too. I actually ate one earlier. So, yes, also a quick expression of gratitude and thanks for the wonderful food that Mother Earth provides us with every single day, and for having heirloom vegetables available, and that more and more people are returning to those varieties as well. And thank you. So with that being said, we're also thanks, connected to Mother Earth and her healing energies through this wonderful, beautiful heirloom tomato. We're connected to our ancestors that used to eat those kind of varieties. And we shall all heal with that, our entire lineages, and Mother Earth shall heal through this as well. as well as help us heal. So I might not be able to eat the entire thing during the ceremony. I might have to finish it afterwards because I actually just finished my dinner, well, a little while ago. So, but let's see. Whoops. I give thanks for this wonderful, special, and precious food directly from Mother Earth. There's heirloom variety that connects us to our ancestors, to the ancestors of this land, if our ancestors didn't live on the exact same land, but it connects all of us anyway because we're all one. So help us heal from all the trauma, from all the emotional wounds, from all the hurt, pain, and suffering that we have inherited from our ancestors and from our cultures and also from past lifetimes. We shall fully and completely heal, even if it takes a while, but we shall be able to fully and completely come out of this place of darkness that is really the place of unhealed trauma. And we shall move back into a place of pure divine light, just like when we were children, when we were innocent and joyful and happy and also still forgiving. Before we learned to hold grudges, before we learned to shield ourselves by keeping distance, by cutting people off, by not allowing people closer. So help us back into this place of true divine unconditional love, of knowing that we are everything. We are pure divine love, and therefore it doesn't matter what anyone says or does or said or did or will say or will do. They can't truly hurt us. They can't hurt our soul. They can't hurt who we are at our core. It is only our ego consciousness in this lifetime that gets hurt. So with that being said, let us be reconnected to our higher selves and our soul to help us heal with this. Thank you. Tastes good. And it looks cool. The seeds are green. Look. Oh. It's very good. And it gets redder here too. Wow. It's like this was almost like a baby inside the bigger tomato because it's a different color. See? Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Yes, the child inside the womb was in the tomato that had the belly button. Wow. All around, yeah. And I already bit into it, but you can see the outside, the big one, is a different color from the one that was inside. It's quite messy to eat. I have some seeds on the floor now too, but it's okay. I'll clean up after. Yeah, see here. That's still part of the inner one. Wow. And oh my gosh, and there's actually skin on the inside here. It was actually completely separated. Yes. Wow. There was a baby tomato inside the big mama tomato. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's definitely skin. It's very smooth. You can probably see it shine too. Wow. Mm. Sorry, it's quite messy to eat. But, Okay. I didn't predict it to be so messy. I guess I should have. So I'll have to clean my hands afterwards, but I'm just gonna drink this from the bowl and then we'll wrap it up with my right hand, which is still clean. Oh, this was good. Actually, sorry, I still need to use the crank, so I gotta clean my hands. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, got it. Thank you, spirits. And let any and all trauma, hurt, pain, and suffering, any fears, insecurities, blame, shame, guilt, and any other low vibrational emotions that we carry within us, that we have inherited from our mothers. Oh yeah, this was strictly for the mothers. Sorry, I mentioned past lifetimes earlier, but it's okay. They can be healed as well. But mainly for what we inherited from our mothers. Let all that trauma be reversed and undone to help us fully and completely step back into divine energy, into divine essence, and through that into oneness. So if you have anything you can brush yourself with, just gently brush your arms and legs and your body, your head, just to give it that love and care and attention. Obviously, this has never been used for cleaning. But you can use a feather, you can use even just your hands, just make sure you brush your body gently to give it the love and attention, the care that it needs, that it didn't have while in fight or flight mode. Let all the dark stuff just be brushed off, and at the same time, your body shall be gently caressed by the divine. Whew. Okay, my head a little bit more. Don't forget your face as well. Your neck, your shoulders. I actually did the rest already, but since I was talking and recording, I left the head for last, but you can start at the top. It actually makes more sense. Okay. And let us take a deep breath in, breathing in pure divine essence. And let us breathe out any remaining stress and fears and anything we've been holding on to that we no longer want or need in our lives. Oh, and so it is. You can shake your arms, your shoulders, roll your neck. You can do some lip rolls. You can do a loud sigh. You can hum a little bit. Just kind of let out some sounds too. Oh. Oh. All right. Okay, let's fully consciously return into this 3D consciousness, and let us give a massive amounts of love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings to our divine team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly and massively safe, shielded, and protected by a divine shield of protection. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel further, there's a PayPal link down below. And of course, as announced earlier, there is the fire ceremony, the virtual fire ceremony for women coming up to heal the wounded feminine and like do a womb healing to help release all that trauma that has been stored there. And the information is on meetup.com. So I forgot to announce that earlier. But yes, the login will be through meetup.com. And the payment options are directly through that link. So I hope to see many of you there. And then the upcoming one in April for men and anyone who identifies as male, to heal the toxic masculine. I was guided to have the heart and mind reconnected in that ceremony, and anything else that comes up, of course, right? So I look forward to that as well. And then, of course, starting in May, we will have mixed ones, unless once in a while there might be one that focuses on one of those male or female topics again. But generally speaking, it should be mixed. And yeah, I look forward to seeing many of you there, meeting you virtually. And in the meantime, I'm sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. May truth and integrity always be with you. Bye for now.